Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome into another edition of The Right Side of Campus. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2019. Hope you're having a great day as we head into the weekend. Got football tonight, 2 college games, 1 in the NFL. We got college basketball, we got the NBA, and all sorts of headlines across the way as well. Donnie Rightside, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Just retweeted the link. As always, nice little Thursday. Got a lot of sports going on tonight, which is really cool. So have a good hour show, have some fun, talk some topics. It's the right side of campus, what we do.
Donnie, you know I'm always real, right?
Yes.
You want to know something today?
Be real.
You know who annoys me today?
Be real.
You.
Ooh, I like it. Good.
You annoy me.
Yeah, we got
Your
some good arguments coming.
Opinions. I'm sick of them.
Look at him. Look right in the back. I'm welcoming Antonio Brown to the show today, Jeff.
Wow. I mean, I don't really that one's kind of just, you either like him or don't. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get into it here. Hope you're having a great day out there. The weekend is close, Donnie, if you're a working man. The weekend is just about, 10, 11 hours away. Tomorrow and then a few hours today. We'll get into all the great things going on. It should be a fun day in sports. I tell you this, though, not a lot on the bone in college basketball. Just a bunch of Power 5 teams taking on, NEC and, Big South, just a lot of crap. So we'll try to find a little value in this card tonight. I found 2 matchups that are interesting, to say the least. But how you doing, Donnie Rightside?
I'm doing good, man.
Kind of gloomy around here, kind of cold out.
Yeah.
I saw next week, Donnie, 20s at night.
Yes, that's what I like it. I like it, though. Come on, man. We live here. Why, Jeff? We actually like the changing of the seasons, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, Donnie, it's just unbelievable. I cannot hit a fucking horse race to save my life. It is really unreal. I mean, literally every horse I bet just dies. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to stop for a day because I haven't given all my money back, but I'm getting irritated. It's these fucking shitheads that just die on the fucking.
Get the Lasix, Jeff. We have to know who has the Lasix, right? Or whoever's getting those injections.
Well, it's not that. It's just you ever bet a race, Donnie, when you're you're hoping when you bet races and you're winning, every horse you need that comes to the front and stays in the front.
Yeah.
Every horse you need to come from behind comes from behind.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I'm betting exactas and I'm getting the right horse to finish first, but the second horse I bet is always leading the whole way, gets to the final third and just dies and gets passed. It's rough, but we'll keep it going. You win some, you lose some. But let's get into the show here today. Very
growing, Jeff. By the way, right side of campus growing here, Jeff. Look, we used to stumble on. You didn't know if it was going to be here for sure. What, 3 minutes in, 55 people? Come on, let's build this bad boy.
Yeah, it's been a good show. I mean, I think anytime you start something new, and I'll be honest, all the shows that I'm doing here and you're a part of are doing well. I'm very happy with how everything's going. I mean, look, are we getting 10,000 people? No, but it's pretty hard to get a show that people come listen to and come find every day. So I'm glad people are enjoying it. All right, let's get into the show here. We'll start out with supporting headlines here. Let's get the little banner up there. We'll start it out with Mitchell Trubisky. He's back in the news, Donnie. Mitch Trubisky has decided that to put away all the negative talk, he has decided that in the clubhouse, I guess they have some sort of room that they hang out in, and
I think, Jeff, he's just talking about the actual locker room where the media in there is you have a ton of TVs because usually players like it, right? You come in from practice, you look at ESPN, you look at the NFL Network shows, and that's what he's complaining about. I guess it's hilarious.
Hallis Hall, which is basically their headquarters. So anywhere there's TVs,
like the NovaCare. Yep.
Yes, Mr. Trubisky is trying to get all the TVs turned off, which, I mean, listen, Donnie, you and I mean, generally me, I get a lot of shit on Twitter, from a lot of people. For a long time, I let it bother me. I would go back at them, and I occasionally still do. But now, I just kind of avoid it. I don't bring it to my attention. I don't care much about it because I'm not going to give those people any credit for making my day bad. Mitch Trubisky's basically, and this is a young guy thing, I think. I think Mitch has had a lot of pressure. I think deep down, Donnie, he knows. He was probably surprised he was picked number 1. And he's just not real talented. He doesn't have a ton of weapons, and I'm not going to blame them. He's just not a real talented guy. But to make it known that this stuff's obviously getting to you and you're trying to cut the negativity out, what do you think happens when these guys go home? They watch fucking ESPN. It's not like they're going to be completely devoid of your name anywhere. I get the move. He's trying to be a leader and kind of segregate everything as far as the TVs and the players. But players have ears, Donnie. They hear stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and guess there's some guys in that locker room that might agree with the media.
Yeah, he's soft. I mean, you want to talk about the softest thing? What's the rule number 1 in your life? Deny till death. Hey, man, how you feeling today? Even if you feel terrible. Yeah, I feel good, man. Hey, how's everything going with you? Going really well, man, even though it might not be. This guy's flat out actually admitting in front of us, like, I don't know if I could even do this job. And it's hurting me so much where I go into and watch, and the NFL Live is on. I'm trying to get dressed. And they're saying, what's wrong with Mitch Trubisky? Why does he stink? Well, how about you just play better? How about you have a little bit of backbone and go out there and show guys that you can do it? You have an all-world defense. You have enough weapons on offense, and you flat out stink. So, of course, they're going to talk about you. And Chicago, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, second largest city in the United States, only has 1 football team, and you stink. They will talk about you repeatedly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I think Mitch Trubisky would be like a good quarter. Like, he would do better in a place like Tennessee or one of these smaller areas. I don't know,
Cincinnati, perfect spot for him.
Indianapolis or somewhere like that, where like Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, not exactly places you want to go if you're sensitive to things. Look, like I said, I'm a sensitive guy myself, but if I was a guy like Mitch Trubisky, who's young, good looking, got a ton of money, why do you let anything bother you?
Exactly. It's just bad. Like, he has all the tools and he stinks. And it's odd. It really is just odd. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, you have guys, Donnie, that have been drafted high that, maybe like a Jameis Winston that, he at least can still do things. He's a turnover machine, but he can still throw for 400 yards a game and keep you in it. He can always fall back on. I mean, he's in Tampa too.
Yeah.
I mean, the sports scene there is non-existent for the most part. So, I mean, it's a sad thing for Mitch, but he's just a bust kind of player. It's a shame
because I'm looking at this game, Jeff, and I'm saying Chicago is so undervalued. They are playing a horrendous defense. They should just be able to roll their helmet out and clock the Detroit Lions. And I can't bet them because of their quarterback. If they came out, I'm going to tell you right now, Matt Nagy has a press conference. He goes, you know what? Mitch's shoulder isn't regaining its strength. We're going to sit him this week. I would be running to the window, beating down my computer to get the Chicago Bears this week, but I can't.
Now, Donnie, if I were Mitch Trubisky, and I'm not, but if I was, you know what I would do with my life if I was Mitch?
What?
I would collect paychecks as a backup and go marry like some famous chick.
Like Kristen Cavallari?
Sure. Like Jay Cutler. Yeah. That's exactly what I'd do. Like Hank Baskett. Like, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Do you get Blake Bortles vibes from Mitch Trubisky?
Like, here's the funny thing about it, Jeff. If you put Blake Bortles on the Bears, they're so much better.
I don't know.
We all, and the good part is because most people don't get to see him, and I'm glad, because my dad's like the typical, old dude. He's going to watch the Eagles. He might check out the Cowboys game or the primetime game. But we sat here, and he's just laughing because I'm like, oh, Dad, wait a couple minutes. Because I put him on the Eagles like midway through the second quarter. End up covering on that late field goal, which was nice. And we're like laughing because usually we're in the moment, we're cheering. And I'm like, Dad, isn't this fun to watch? Like, the other team has no shot to even get a first down. It's like, I don't understand why this guy's so bad. I was like, exactly. Like, the common man gets to see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's always when Donnie, that things are bad, when like the common men, like your dad and my dad.
Why is he so bad?
Yeah, it's like my dad, Donnie, for years. You know who he hated?
Who?
Cole Hamels.
Did he? Just thought he was soft in the big moment, I guess, for a while?
Well, yeah, and he didn't it always seem like Cole gave up a home run at the worst times. And I don't know, he was a good pitcher. He wasn't ever a great pitcher. I don't know. I don't know why he hated Cole Hamels so much, but it was just kind of a hate-the-face kind of guy. All right, Donnie, let's move on. This is a quick story. Just wanted to bring it up because it's so wild. Donnie, a California mother was sentenced to 4 years in prison after she was basically found guilty of having sex with both of her daughters' teen boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
These boys were 14 and 15 in high school when they were targeted by 42-year-old Coral Little. Little basically gave the daughters' boyfriends alcohol and cigars and would meet them in parks, parking lots, or even pick them up from their homes and drive them to her house for raunchy rendezvous. The victim stated that the last time they had sex with Little, he felt bad shaking husband's hand, knowing what he was doing with Little. Whoa, what a wild story, Donnie.
Yeah, look, it goes on, man. That stuff goes on.
So you're boinking your daughter's boyfriends.
Now, do the daughters know this or not even that?
No, not.
Oh, wow.
They know. Well, as Jerry Springer says, they know now. They've been watching. Crazy. One of the fathers of the victim said his son was manipulated by a pedophile who has changed his life forever. Listen, settle down, Dad.
I knew you'd say that. Yeah.
Listen, all due respect, Donnie. When I was 15, you know what my fantasy was?
I don't know, teacher or something. I don't
Getting
know.
with my fucking Spanish teacher. It was a fucking dime.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
That is my favorite. Like, because we're grown-ups and we can see it from this end of it, but it is kind of funny when you is there a victim here outside of the husband, Jeff?
No, sadly, no. I mean, because the husband's like probably a provider. He's probably
embarrassing. How do you live like? Oh, that's the dude whose wife liked 15-year-old boys over him. Like, he's not getting another girl now, right?
But it's like the thing with him though is I'm sure he's like a nice dude. He probably provides a nice life for his family.
He's not home that much because he's working.
Yeah, and look, I've often said, Donnie. Now, again, I'm not relating this to adults and children, but when a male or a female cheat on each other,
yeah.
I remember in high school, Donnie, a teacher of mine was arrested for picking up a prostitute in Lancaster here. It's a big problem, prostitution. Yeah. And a lot of people mentioned the wife. He was a late 40s kind of guy, and the wife wasn't taking care of the guy, and he went out and did what he had to do. Ooh. I don't blame the partner, but now this is just embarrassing, bro. Like, this is. And you feel bad for the husband because I'm sure he was trying to be a good father and a husband. And
he can't get out there anymore. He's got to change his name.
Yeah, this Scafuza just not just cheat on him, but cheat on him with her daughter's boyfriends.
Yeah, like if it was just like, hey, 24-year-old like fitness dude at the gym, you like, well, I mean, look, it ain't right, but all right, I can, whatever. But when you get that punch and it's like, what?
Now, Donnie, listen to this, the dad of the victim. Like, come on, this guy. People said that high school was supposed to be the best time of his life. He was blaming himself for actions of someone else. He had hopes and dreams, and it didn't work out that way.
This is the dad?
Yeah, the dad of the kid that fucked the teacher.
Shouldn't it have been opposite? Like the dad saying, this is high school making memories.
Now, the New York Post, who always comes up with great things.
Sure.
When Little's sickening behavior was publicly revealed, listen to this. Now, does this sound like total fucking bullshit? The boys were bullied and became depressed and withdrawn. Get the fuck out of here.
And she was probably buying him like PlayStations and sneaks and hoodies.
Yeah. And these kids were like, yo, I'm fucking her mom, bro.
And her daughter.
Yeah, I'm fucking killing it. I'm a freshman. Look at this blonde MILF. Come on, man. God. Every 15-year-old's dream is to fuck a MILF, bro. Now, again, 15, that's young, obviously.
We're not great. Now, look, me and Jeff are making light of this situation. I mean, come on. We're just having some fun with it. Yeah. Jeff, you're a sick son of a bitch.
Yeah, wow. I actually... I'm all saying
it's an unbelievable. It's one of those sensationalized stories, that you see. Like, good Lord, how does this going on? And both of them, both the daughters. Jeez,
what a freaky woman! What a sick woman that is.
How old is this lady? You said
42. Yeah. How does that even enter your mind? Like,
I don't know.
Hey, like Donnie, I get if you're 42 and the 25-year-old gardener comes over. And you want to cheat on your husband with him. I get that. But the 15-year-old boyfriend of your daughter?
And it's going to get you in trouble, too. It's coming down. You can't even deny that stuff. Jeez.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild people in this world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wild people. All right. Let's move on to let's go to Ben Simmons here. This is kind of a two-part soliloquy about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, Donnie, last night left the game against Utah Jazz with a sprained AC joint in his right shoulder. Obviously, that's bad news, but then it's also annoying news because the big problem, Donnie, with Ben Simmons is we're already starting to see it. It's the same song and dance with Ben Simmons. He can't shoot the ball. He doesn't want to shoot the ball. He's made no seemingly jump to be a better player. I will admit, I think he's been a better defender this year, and I'm happy seeing that. And I think last night, if he was in that game late, they would have won it.
Yeah.
But I'm not, Donnie, talking about Ben Simmons right now. They're going to win 50 or 55 games. I'm not worried about the regular season. But the team, Donnie, we know the excitement for this team is not in the regular season. We're ready for the playoffs because this is a team that can win the NBA title on most people's accounts. My issue is you don't have J.J. Redick this year. You do not have a closer like Jimmy Butler. You have an issue with closing games, Donnie, and you're going to all season. Ben Simmons is a liability. I like the kid. He seems like a good kid. I do know, Donnie, he parties too much. And that's if you know people out in the business, they'll tell you the same thing. His mind is elsewhere a lot of times. Has he worked on a shot? Probably. But again, it's a mental thing. And why does this team continue to have this issue? This isn't the first time someone's had a mental issue with shooting the ball. There's something going on here. I was one to trade Ben Simmons when Kawhi Leonard was on the block. I made the case to trade Ben Simmons straight up for Kawhi Leonard, throw something else in. They didn't do it, obviously. But I'm growing tired of the same problem. And it's a fact, Donnie. This guy's a liability late in games, and he's going to be when it matters most.
No, he does. He's going to be a great regular season player. And the one joke I even had was when I saw the injury, I'm like, oh, he hurt his shoulder. But
yeah, I was
hoping it was his shooting shoulder because I was saying, like, well, who cares if both of his shoulders hurt? He doesn't.
Now he's got an excuse, right?
Yes,
yeah. And that's what's going to happen here. Now he has an excuse. Well, my shoulder's been hurt. It's a throwaway year. Another one for Ben Simmons. And Donnie, I heard something last night. And I wanted to bring this up to you. I listen at night to WIP because I love the callers. Some of the callers are just off the wall, like wild.
Yep.
But a caller called in and made a comment about how he heard in the offseason how Ben Simmons responded to a critic that said he doesn't shoot the ball. And Ben responded and said, I'm already an all-star. Basically, like he was just okay with being an all-star and that's all he really needed to be. And he could be an all-star without shooting the ball. I think this guy has issues upstairs, Donnie. He doesn't want to shoot the ball.
No, it is the same thing with Markelle Fultz. He has the same Markelle Fultz disease, which is basically hindering him from shooting. Because if you are a great NFL, let's just say, Jeff, Ben Simmons really got serious over the summer because I'm going to shoot three-pointers. And he made himself into a 30% three-point shooter. Like he's going, even if he was chucking them up, Jeff, like 3 for 10 every night. Do you know how well-oiled that Sixers machine on offense would be because you had to respect his jumper? It's almost like sacrilegious what he's doing because if Ben Simmons had a jump shot, he would vault into like the top 3 players in the NBA because of how skilled he is. It's amazing. He does it. It makes no sense. There is zero sense right now, Jeff. Zero.
It's a shame because, I like Ben. I think he's got great size. He's a good defender. Mm-hmm. He's terrific with the ball. He'd be like you said, he'd be a top 3 player in the league if he could develop a shot. The issue, Donnie, is you done fucked up, as we say on this show, because last year or 2 years ago, when Phoenix fucking sucked, you could have got Devin Booker if you're willing to put enough money up for it. Devin Booker, Donnie, alongside Ben Simmons, would be wild. Devin Booker's a top 10 player in this league. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's an unbelievable scorer. And you fucked up now because now the Suns are actually decent. And they're not going to trade Booker because he's the cornerstone of the fucking team. Yep. And they were smart enough to see it and make the right decisions drafting. Donnie, give me some trade. And I want to preface this, Donnie. There's some trade projection, possibility kind of things. Listen, for one, I would trade Ben Simmons. I
don't think you can anymore. Like his contract is massive now, though.
Well, again, all this is just what we would do. But I think you've got to start considering it. Because, Donnie, you can't go into the playoffs with – and this is why you should have got rid of Brett Brown as well. Because not only do you have Ben Simmons who can't fucking shoot and isn't a closer and they don't have a closer, you now have Brett Brown again, Donnie. And if you listen to anyone inside that organization, they'll tell you Brett Brown assumed he would be fired last year. He's a lame duck coach, and he should have been fired last year. I've been saying it for 2 fucking seasons. Now you have him, and you have Simmons. That's why this was a throwaway year for me, and that's why it was not as high as everybody else. They don't have a closer, Donnie. They don't.
They do need a volume shooter, but yeah, you were hoping to quell some of it because even like the thoughts like, oh, you see the videos, Ben shooting threes. And it's like he shoots the 3 against Guangkai China or whoever it was from China at the end of the second quarter, whatever it was. Yeah. But he does. It's Jeff. I don't even care. Like if he like shot the ball and it hit like the shot clock from 3-point land. If he did it 4 times a game, it would really help the team out. It's just how can you be that selfish of an athlete? But more importantly, use it's like AI, you're shooting too damn much. He's like, well, I'm going to get mine. You know what I mean? So, okay, that's selfish. But when you have an actual play, it's hard to even equate it to like football. Like if you're Carson Wentz and you say, you know what? I'm not throwing the ball deep and I never will. And they say, well, if you throw the ball deep, it helps you every other aspect of your game. I don't care. I'm not throwing the ball deep. It doesn't even compute with me. I don't understand.
No, you're so right. Donnie, give me some trade possibilities.
Now, trade possibilities.
And I'll say if I would do these or not.
All right. Now, these ones that we have are a couple months old, but let me just see if I can get through these here. Number 5, would you trade? I don't even know if these would. It's hard to say because it doesn't. The players still aren't there either. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me get a better one.
Yeah.
So, Donnie, you agree with me here on this Ben Simmons stuff?
I don't agree with trading Ben Simmons because I don't think you get anything near back that would even make sense.
Okay, but let's say you could. Would you trade Ben Simmons?
If I could, yes. Like if I can get Kawhi Leonard back, yeah. Like I would trade Ben Simmons, Or Devin Booker, straight up probably at this point, right? Would you do Devin Booker straight up?
God, dude, I would drive him to the fucking airport, bro. Holy shit.
But you're not going to get like for like back for him, so he's yours, and you just got to deal with it.
Donnie, here's what you could have did with Phoenix. Listen to this. Okay, trade. And this was last year. This is what I would have did last year. Ben Simmons, Redick, Wilson Chandler, Markelle Fultz for Devin Booker, TJ Warren, and Mikal Bridges. Jesus Christ. Holy fucking shit. I would have did it. Well, you still don't have a point guard, which is a problem. You have any other ones, Donnie? You got anything? You got
point guard here. It was what was the one last year? It was Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and the number 4 overall pick.
Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram.
Ingram is balling.
Yeah, and Lonzo I love. Yeah,
and you get the 4 overall pick. So what's
wow.
I
got to tell you, I would probably consider that one. 100%. Let me see another one here. Oh, here's one from Brooklyn, Donnie. Mm-hmm. Ben Simmons and John Simmons for Karis LeVert, Joe Harris, Shabazz Napier. I'm not doing that.
No, I wouldn't do that one.
No, I'm not doing it.
Jook says Ben Simmons for Klay Thompson when he's healthy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
How about Ben Simmons straight up for the number 7 overall pick from the Bulls, who they took Kobe White, Chris Dunn, and Lauri Markkanen. Kobe White.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that one.
I actually like Markkanen. Next to Embiid, Donnie, he would be nasty. Yeah. Here's one from the Knicks. Ben Simmons and John Simmons for Dennis Smith Jr., Mitchell Robinson, the number 4 pick. They took R.J. Barrett and Lance Thomas. So basically, you would get Dennis Smith, Mitchell Robinson, and R.J. Barrett.
That might be something, yeah.
Mitchell Robinson's a beast defensive player. Put him next to Embiid. You got R.J. Barrett, Tobias Harris. Fuck, man. I like it.
Now you got him on that big deal because last year why it was advantageous was he didn't sign his new deal yet either. So now it makes it they're stuck. They're never going to move Ben Simmons. So unless he forces a trade out of town, but outside of that, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it's nauseating. All right, Donnie, go ahead with Antonio Brown. I don't want to get into it.
Did you see the tweets? And the only reason why I came up because I saw like 15. I was shooting a couple videos, and then I just wanted to check Twitter before we popped on the show, and I see he's just run like you. If I don't know who his management is, I don't know who his mom is, I don't know who his family is, but obviously you can't rein this guy in because if you just would have taken his phone and thrown it in the river like 6 months ago and said, you can't appear on any videos, he probably would be back in football. But he's so – and where did it go from? Like, because I know the Steelers covered up a lot of stuff when he was there. I mean, hell, the Steelers covered up a lot of stuff with Big Ben, was the town's biggest asshole. If anybody even knows anything about Pittsburgh, it was Ben Roethlisberger, and they covered a lot of that stuff up. But how did he go from, Jeff, like, oh, you know, a little locker room nuance to doing things to being absolutely out of his freaking mind? When did that start? Like, how did he get so? We knew he was a little bit off. But how did he just go off the rails and wreck his whole career in what, 6 months?
Yeah.
And he was getting paid. It wasn't even like, Jeff, like, oh, you got to show me for $1 million. Like, no, dude, they're breaking back like top 5 contract for you, man. I don't understand.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I still don't think he's out of the league. I mean, someone will pick him up. I mean, Donnie, Tyreek Hill broke his kid's arm and is playing in the NFL right now. I mean, some of this stuff, they don't – I mean, he didn't do – as long as he doesn't get, you know, anything criminal, which we've heard supposedly there were some criminal things. But I think if that stuff checks out, Donnie,
yeah,
I don't think words are going to keep him out. I really don't. I think he's too good. He's not like kind of good. He's like the best receiver in the league, arguably, outside of a few guys. I still think he'll find a way. Do I think his career's completely over where he's like Colin Kaepernick and blackmailed from the league? No, I don't. Because he's not went into that whole like political thing, or like he hasn't really – they're just words.
Yeah, but
will he ever play again? I don't know, but I think we'll get another contract for sure.
He's got to call. Like, and the problem is like Antonio Brown's not coming back to the football in 2020 in a training camp where they're like 1 year, $3 million, and it's all bonuses if you can even make the roster for an entire 16 games. Like, who is going to lay out like huge scratch that he's going to want?
Nobody.
He's going to go crazy.
But as I said to you earlier, he's rich. He's got a ton of money, and eventually he'll go get some psychological help because, I mean, look at Josh Gordon. How many fucking chances has he gotten? And he's done criminal acts. I mean,
he also isn't even demanding like a high paycheck, Josh Gordon.
But I don't think Antonio Brown will either.
Yes,
he's got a ton of money anyway. And again, then he doesn't get into the league. Eventually, he's going to have to kowtow.
I can't even imagine. Like, I'm so shocked at because he went to the one organization, Jeff, that you could get away with probably more than any in the league is the Oakland Raiders. They were bad, Jeff. This guy was taping behind the scenes, head coaches making his own videos, putting it out there, and John Gruden covering like, yeah, it's awesome. I told him to go ahead and use it. When you know damn well he didn't tell him to use it.
I got to tell you, man, that video was great, though. It had like
so misunderstood, man.
It had like the moonlight music behind it.
Like you do that to organizations. You call it like, some words were exchanged, racial or not racial or whatever. And he was still on the team, Jeff. And even though they said to him, like, look, you're so off the fucking wall. We're going to leave the same contract on the table. We're going to take away all your guarantees that you can't just like walk out of here and still get paid. But if you just play, every dime is going to come to you if you just line up and play football. And he still couldn't do that.
Now, Donnie, let me read the tweet he put out that you're referring to. Imagine conforming. This is Antonio Brown quote. Imagine conforming to a system, giving it 100% to see them treat me like this is unfairly. Doesn't even make sense. Making money off my sweat and blood. Fuck the NFL. I'll never play in that shit. Treat black people the worst. Clear my name and go fuck yourself.
Hey, man, if you're going to be about it, right? So I guess he's getting it off, and he doesn't care if he gets paid again. But my God,
listen, man. Donnie, the great thing about the world we live in, Antonio Brown and we're going to starve. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. He got 5 kids, a couple baby mamas.
Donnie, there's always some weird company that'll pay you to do something. And he's got the great thing about press, Donnie, the great thing about having followers, somebody's always looking for promo.
They ain't going to promo him when he's out of the league, though.
Donnie, he's got millions of followers. Even that will pay him. Some fucking gambling company will pay him. Hey, come on, dude. He's not going to go broke. He'll play in the league again.
Go back to what is it? What was it? Not Venmo. What was the company? What was the little 30-second ad that you pay him a couple $100? What company was that?
The Rush Card?
No, the videos. Remember I was telling you to do them?
Oh, Cameo.
There you go, Cameo. Yeah.
Shit, man. If you're good enough and you have enough people buying your cameos, you make money.
His cameos were awesome, man. They were good stuff, man.
Dude, tell me though that Antonio Brown, if he did cameos, he wouldn't make tons of money.
He did, and he was hilariously bad, which made it even better.
Like that dude from Last Chance U. You've never seen that, but that Jason Brown dude, like that guy makes a ton of money off like just calling people slap dicks and shit. Like you slap dick, start working. Why did Chris Carter leave Fox Sports? We have no idea.
Yeah, they chucked him. Which it's kind of an odd story to begin with, but he's gone from them now.
Yeah. All right,
Nick, who was it? Him and Nick Wright? 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Suit yourself or whatever it's called. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Whatever they're Speak for yourself.
I think it was First Things First. Yeah, they have a lot of crazy. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Suit yourself. Now, see, now, Jeff, you got something right there, man.
They're always good with like those. They're always, I'll tell you, Donnie, these like random jobs that people have now, like the way you can make money are wild.
Yeah.
Like, Donnie, you ever see this is fascinating to me. You ever hear about these chicks that get like basically older guys, just give them money and shit?
Sugar daddies, yeah.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
Like people actually do that.
Yes, pay for your college. Like here, look, I'm 21, smoking hot. You're like 78. You're rich as hell. I'll go out on dates with you, and you just got to pay my education. Done.
That's wild. Or like girls that just send feet pics to people, make tons of money. That's wild.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
They've got to be drug dealers just trying to get rid of money and shit.
I don't. You can make your money in so many ways in this world, man.
You surely can. If you don't have any money, you just aren't working hard enough.
You're just boring, I guess, right?
Yeah. Go make a fan account and sell your feed pics, bro.
Oh my God.
But all right, let's move on here. Let's actually talk about some sports here. College basketball last night, Donnie. A couple interesting stories here. Did you see the Syracuse game?
I did not see the Syracuse game, but I made sure to check the box score out, which I was like, at first when I looked at it, I was like, this was the football game score, right?
Yikes. No, that was actually the whole game. Syracuse had 34 total points, 15 in the second half, and they shot 23% from the field. Donnie, here's what doesn't work against Virginia. Isolation basketball doesn't work.
You're going to ISO against the pack line defense. Awesome.
And I feel good that Donnie, listen, here's what you do with Virginia, okay? I'm going to give you some advice, all of you out there. It's only the first game of the season. If you made money on the under last night, congrats. Now you got some money to play with. Mm-hmm. Just bet their unders every game. You'll make money on it. You will. Donnie, tell me it's not a plus EV proposition.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be interested to see what those numbers actually come in at, Jeff, because the one thing that we always had in the past with Virginia is they would absolutely crush you from open 3-point shots. And last night I looked at the numbers. I'm like, if Virginia is not hitting like, the Ty Jeromes and the Kyle guys that are just lights out, where are their points coming from?
No, that's the thing. They don't have that this year. Their last year was an aberration with them because they finally had shooters and they could make shots.
Inside, outside, yeah.
And they still weren't that great offensively. Mm-hmm. They're scoring like 70 points a game instead of 64. Like that's just how they play. Low possessions. We're just going to defend the fuck out of you and score 60 points and win. That's what they do. If you're betting overs in Virginia games, take a fucking lap.
You know what's interesting, Jeff? Looking at some of these statistics, and I'm going to follow because I'm fascinated. Like when new rules come in over like the first, 2, 3, 4 games of the season. If we're on pace, since efficiency has been tracked in the NCAA since 1997, this is the least efficient start, or would be on pace to have the least efficient year of all time. But actually, the highest tempo. And also, the interesting thing as well is nothing improved last night. Still at 31% from the 3-point line combined for NCAA basketball. Wow. And also in total. And also, Jeff, how about this? The lowest free throw percentage it's tied since 1994. And if we go back on record for they kept the stats, the lowest since 1959 free throw percentage.
Yeah. Keep in mind, it's only 2 games.
Dang.
Or 1 game. It's 1 game. Listen, Donnie, do you honestly chalk that up to just cold shooting, or do you actually think the line means something?
I think the line really, because I was watching.
Really?
I was trying to go in from from time to time. Even like just take it back to last year. Like these kids were rising up, and what was your expectation when they shot? This shit's going down. Mm-hmm. Now I'm looking at this longer 3-point line. It's just ugly out there. I don't know and I'm coming from the perspective of saying like the NCAA is just about 3-point shooting like the NBA is last year. But I was almost okay with it, the way the flow of the game was beautiful last year. I thought I really did. I love the 3-pointers. But now I think you're going to have the same concepts coming in and just brick after brick after brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Donnie, last night was one of the nights where I wished I had premium selections in college basketball, because I had two that I really liked, Tulane and Arizona. Arizona fucking killed Northern Arizona. It was a great bet. Yeah. And Tulane won big too. Donnie, big interesting story out of Kent State.
Yes, I did see this.
Kent State, who played Hiram College, whatever that is. And they rolled. But the big news was a player that scored a basket, Donnie. Kalen Bennett became the first player in Division I history to score a point, which doesn't mean anything. Everyone scores points. But the big thing was, became the first player with autism to score in a Division I game. Mm-hmm. Look, I don't know anyone with autism, particularly at this point in my life, but I've met them. It's incredibly tough socially. And this is something where, you're different. And they, you're different, and it's tough to have relationships. It's tough to have, really a real life. Good for the kid. Good for this kid. Perseveres through it. I guess, I'm sure has to live life on medication, and he's been able to get through it. So good for that kid. Hopefully he becomes a really good player. He's a first year kid. Mom's happy. Everybody's happy. And his development's been delayed, but now it looks like it's on track. So, Donnie, this kid didn't walk until he was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And didn't talk until he was 7.
Yep. And he's a Division I college athlete. How about that?
Pretty crazy.
That is good. Good on him.
Good for that kid.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more here. Donnie, Cole Anthony last night was unbelievable. And I guess that's what happens, Donnie, when you call things, Donnie. I was right on it, wasn't I?
Cole, yeah, I got to watch the kid. I heard everybody's raving about him. Let's see what he looks like.
Greg Anthony was in and loved it. He was loving it. Donnie, a couple big performances last night.
Yes.
Jihad Proctor.
Oh, there you go.
Purdue, by way of High Point and W. Smith. 26 last night for Green Bay, against Green Bay. He ain't Carson Edwards, but he's pretty close to it for Purdue. Watch out for the Boilermakers. Matt Painter always surprises people. Nojel Eastern, great defender. Got big Matt Harms as well. Purdue, Donnie, watch out for Boiler up.
That's good, man. I like that conference they came from. I remember betting High Point a couple times last year. That tiny-ass high school gym. They were scoring like 55 points a game because they slowed it down. Good on that kid. See, that's where the NCAA actually works at times. Like, nobody really finds you as a lower-level player. You go lower-level D1. You work your way up. And look at you now. Big Ten, man. Good for him.
Yeah, it's awesome. Zach Copeland, Donnie, Illinois State in an upset of Belmont. Yikes. He had 26 and 5 against Belmont. Listen, Belmont, Donnie, looks bad on defense, man. Look, they're going to be a good offense this year, but defensively, they're not good enough. You can't give up 79 points to fucking Illinois State. Horrific. Donnie, your camera's frozen. And Donnie's gone, I believe. Are we all gone? I think we lost Donnie. I guess he'll join back. He was sitting there, and I didn't know if he was watching the show or what, but he was, I don't know. He looked
I'm back.
He looked like he lost. What the hell happened to you, Donnie?
I don't know. I was looking at my TV screen, and it froze, and I guess it just transferred over to the internet. But we back.
Yeah. Some good performances last night, Donnie, on the hardwood. Let's get into some games tonight. Can you give us some lines here, Donnie, for these great games?
What are we going, college basketball first? We going football?
Yeah, let's go college. Listen, I mean, there's not a lot to pick from tonight, to be real. I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts on these two games. Am I betting them? I don't know. We'll see. Probably not, though.
72%, Jeff, coming out early on Winthrop. Jeff, look at all these college football or college basketball guys that absolutely know about Winthrop and Harvard games. There's some tickets coming out. 72% of those on Winthrop. The start line opens up at 1 at Pinnacle, opens up at 1 at Chris. 3s and 3.5s across the board, Jeff. People can't get enough of Winthrop right now.
It was actually 4 earlier, so it's coming down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Winthrop's a team a lot of people know. Pat Kelsey, always a guy that leads his team in the Big South. One thing about them, Donnie, big 3-point shooting team, love to bomb away, really 3-point heavy. They actually like to run too. They remind me a lot of UNC, Donnie. They're kind of a mini UNC.
Yep.
Your rebound misses, get out in transition. You know who was second in the country last year in transition looks as far as the shot? Winthrop. They were right behind UNC. So they like to get out and go, and they love shooting threes and transition and that kind of thing. Donnie, they're playing Hartford tonight. Do you know why that's interesting? I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Okay, Hartford last year was the oldest team in the country. All 5 graduated, though. So their coach, basically, John Dunna, had to go out and retool this roster.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did was he basically brought in transfers. Tracy Carter, who was at LaSalle, and then to Marquette. Now he's up at Hartford. Tracy Carter, now, you know what he wants to do?
What?
He wants to play in an offense in a conference where he can just score points and be kind of a stat guy. That's what he wants to be. They also, Donnie, brought in his high school teammate, Malik Ellison, who is the son of Purvis Ellison.
Never nervous, sure.
Yeah, never nervous Purvis.
Uh-huh.
They actually played together, Donnie, these two, Carter and Ellison, in your neck of the woods at Life Center Academy.
Yeah, so right around the corner from me. I know exactly what it is. Yep.
So they decided to, in their final year of eligibility, go up to Hartford and play for the Hawks. So kind of an interesting duo there. The problem in this game, Donnie, Ellison, ankle injury. Question is he going to play? He didn't play in the first game. A win against Central Connecticut. This is a much tougher game for Hartford. Winthrop, the line's kind of gone here. I don't know. The problem with Hartford, Donnie, their coach, he loves zone. It's a bad defense to play against this team. I think Winthrop should get the job done. If Ellison plays, I have a little more interest, but I think at 3, it's pretty solid. Winthrop looks okay here.
How about Bryant Rutgers, Jeff, live from the rack? Another heavy percentage here, Jeff, on tickets. 72% backing Rutgers in this one. Opened up at 21 at Pinnacle, 21 at Chris. Now sitting at 21.5 primarily across the board. Over under this one, Jeff, 143.
Now, Bryant, Donnie, I'm going to guess you don't know who their coach is.
No, I do not.
His name is Jared Grosso, and why you need to know that, he actually spent the last 9 years under Tim Cluess at Iona. So what he's basically going to do at Bryant is the same thing Iona does. Guard heavy, 4 or 5 real good guards. What does Iona do, Donnie? They go quick. They go fast. They love to move. They love to go quick. Their tempo is going to be high in this game. They're going to look to get out and run. And, if you know anything about Rutgers, they've actually kind of turned up the pace as well. Rutgers is very rebound reliant, Donnie. They love to crash the glass, easy missed opportunities. I think my big question about Rutgers in this game, can they score enough points? Because this is a team that always has trouble offensively. I actually like Bryant in this matchup. I think defensively they're a little bit better. I think they can hang inside a number here. I just don't have a lot of confidence that Rutgers is good enough offensively to cover 21 points. I think Bryant can hang around here.
Got nothing on my Presbyterian boys, Jeff, for tonight, huh?
The Blue Hose.
Yeah, damn right, boy. Now, did they lose anybody back from last year? Because they could stroke it from 3, man. Yeah. Is it like J.C. Younger was on that team? Am I remembering these teams correct or no?
Yeah, I mean, down in that conference, High Point had Proctor. Keeling was at Charleston Southern. Presbyterian. I mean, they're a team that
I want to say J.C. Younger. I want to remember that name. Let me bring this up here. Let's see.
Yeah, you were a big.
They could shoot, man. They couldn't defend. They went fast. Yeah. They were fun. That's a fun conference. That Big South. I love the Big South.
Yeah, Presbyterian's not good. I mean, I think the only team in my ratings, the only team I had lower was USC Upstate, which I mean,
J.C. Younger. There you go. Let me see if I recognize the dude's last.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind
C.J. Melton. Yeah.
But as far as I know, Donnie, J.C. Younger didn't. I mean, none of this team even. I don't think he even averaged 10 points a game, which that's why teams like Presbyterian blow. The kid Kearns was a good player for Presbyterian last year. But yeah, I mean they're a bad team. I mean they're one of the worst in this conference. If I'm looking at this conference, who would I pick to win? I think Winthrop, Gardner Webb. I think Hampton's interesting, and then obviously the best team, which would be Radford. But Hampton's Donnie interesting. Jermaine Morrow is the real deal. So
he's still back this year for that team.
Yeah, he actually surprisingly stayed there.
I thought he was leaving, or something happened to him. Yeah, good.
So, yeah, it's a conference with some players. Yeah, Jermaine Morrow is probably the best player in this conference.
By far. So, no, he will be. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Carleek Jones is good at Radford. Shabuti Phillips at Longwood. Yep. You know, there's some good players here, but Morrow is
Morrow's like the AI of the conference. Like just a volume scorer. Can't stay in front of the guy. I like him. He's a good player.
I'm surprised he didn't go somewhere else. Yeah. I would have maybe went a little bit higher if I were him. Yeah. Maybe go play at an Arkansas, that kind of team, and really kind of.
They were a fun team last year. They're a good team to bet too.
Is Morrow's a senior? Yeah, Morrow's a senior. That's interesting. I would have thought he would have went somewhere else. So yeah, Donnie, that's that for college basketball. Let's go into a little quickly college football. You got 2 games tonight. One, Donnie, I think you'll be a little bit more interested in than usual. ULL and Coastal. I feel like, Donnie, if this is under 2 touchdowns, it's hard to not take ULL. I mean, they should be able to run all over Coastal. I mean, ULL is one of the best rushing attacks in the country. I'm not a big – like, their quarterback's been irritating. Like, I like him some nights. I don't like him others. Donnie, tonight, you know how they cover this game?
How?
They'll be able to run the ball. Levi Lewis has to be a good quarterback tonight because Coastal Carolina is a terrible pass defense. He's got to be able to be efficient with the football. Obviously, I think you want to check your weather reports down in this area, but I think if everybody's good for ULL and this one's under 14, I would look towards taking Louisiana.
Yeah, I would agree. Actually, I'm saying, look at that. They beat Troy last game, 36-35. Talking about Coastal Carolina. Lost by 3 at Georgia Southern, lost by Georgia State. So it looks like they're playing team. Actually, Appalachian State blew them out. Yeah, come on, man. No, it's ULL and nobody for this football for me.
And ULL's been really good against the number. They should score really any way they want tonight. I mean, whether it's on the ground or through the air. I just need Lewis to be better. I hate lefty quarterbacks too. Really ugly.
I don't even know if he even has to be better in this game because I just think it's one of those where you actually have to make reads. Like Coastal Carolina's deep, just drop back, wait 3 seconds, run around. Somebody's going to be open.
Sure, and that's the thing. Just hit those guys. Don't try to do too much. Donnie, the other game, a little more interesting. Temple University heading on the road to take on South Florida. You know what I like here, Donnie?
What's that?
I like the underdog here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking like Temple. I don't think they're as bad as people think on the road, but as I look more and more into this game, I think South Florida could give them fits tonight. Jordan McLeod looks healthy at quarterback. He's played really well, over Blake Barnett. Cronkite's been good in the backfield. This defense generally is very good against the run. And Donnie, Temple, a lot of their problems have rised up front. They can't run the football particularly well. They're struggling. They're trying to be something they're not. Watch their game. You ever see, Donnie, when Temple plays, they have like a running quarterback now that they implement into the system.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's just like Rod Carey's trying to get too cute with this team.
Going Mac style.
Yeah, now you're on the road. You have a team that's, honestly pretty desperate for a win. Temple, look who they've beaten this year, Donnie. ECU, Georgia Tech, Bucknell, Maryland, and Memphis, which is a nice win, but it was at home. What have they really done this year? And
back-to-back games.
Yeah, remember they get destroyed against Buffalo. And Donnie, you look at the rest of the schedule for South Florida.
Yeah,
if you want to get to a bowl game, you pretty much have to have this game. You're probably not going to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah,
you're also probably not going to beat Memphis
or UCF.
So the likelihood of you getting there is low. But the likelihood is really low if you don't win this game.
Yeah.
These kids read these fucking papers. They read, they hear shit. They know they have 4 wins, and they know 6 is a bowl game.
Yep.
I like them here. I think they win the game. I
can agree. I'm going to agree with you. Going on the road in this spot, too, it's not a good look. You got walloped your last 2 games. You're going 1,000 miles away. Yeah, it makes sense. And that line stinks, doesn't it? 1.5 Temple? Come on, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Sam Wheel, where do I buy your picks so I can fade you?
Good old Sam.
Well, hey, listen, Sam, let me break some things down to you. I'm 14-3 in the NBA. College football, I'm up on the season. NFL, I'm up on the season. And college basketball, we just started. Listen, Sam, I've seen you in these chats before. You're nothing more than a fucking loser that sits at home and just bothers people. But here's Donnie. We have to thank Sam for something.
Why?
He's given us a laugh today, and he's added to our listener base. So we thank you for that.
Yes.
Here's a great thing, Sam. You don't even have to buy my picks. You can just fade them for free.
Yeah, but Jeff, in a couple of weeks, would Sam be able to just, create an account and watch the show,
No, soon you won't be. Because I'm going to be honest with all of you. Like, we've got to start monetizing what we're doing. It's not going to be a lot of money, but we do a lot of content, Donnie. We have guests that come on. I mean, Patreon could be in the near future. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And if anyone doesn't want to deal with it, that's fine. But Donnie, we sit here. I do 3, 4, 5 hours of shows a day. We have guests that come on that are giving out great info and great picks. They're winning tips. We can't keep doing it for free. We just can't. I don't ask any of you to go to your jobs and work for free. It just is what it is. Look, Donnie, if they want the NFL show with you and I, or like any kind of NFL content or anything, like it's just going to have to happen. Right, Donnie? All right, let's wrap it up here. Everyone have a great night. Oh, wait, let's do the NFL. We got one more game. Do you want to talk NFL, right, John?
Is
that cat from
from the Giant? I bought it. I bought the cat on eBay that was down in the doldrums, and now it hangs out with me during games. So,
what's that cat's name? Primo?
That's Primo right here.
That's right. All right, Donnie get into let's get into the game tonight. Chargers, Raiders. What do you like here? Anything?
Actually, I got to tell you, I really wish, Jeff, this was a Sunday football game because I think the Chargers would clean the Raiders' clock in this ball game, but it's not. It's a Thursday night road game. But I agree with the line movement. Opened up, a Pinnacle early in the week, 2.5 for the Raiders. Chris. Pinnacle opened up 1.5 to the Raiders. Now it's completely flipped. There's actually DraftKings in New Jersey now showing -2 for the Chargers. The Chargers are a much better team. They can actually play defense. They're healthy on offense at this point now. They should win this game, but again, it's a Thursday. It's on the road. I don't bet into those type of situations, so I'll sit this one out. But if this was a Sunday football game, the Chargers would clean the Raiders' clock, Jeff.
Yeah, you mentioned this to me. I actually forgot to even include this in the little headlines that we give each other. And you reminded me, like, there's an NFL game tonight. Like, oh shit! Yeah, I haven't been involved with these, Donnie. I don't bet them. I don't even look at them. It's a weird game. Obviously, we know that the teams don't want to play in. I just don't really want to get involved with that kind of thing.
No, I agree. If you give me a free bet, I would go against everything in my will and probably still take the Chargers tonight. I just think now, like, you're going to have that defensive line is going to be able to get after Derek Carr in this football game. You're getting healthy on the offensive side. Your running backs are back. Hunter Henry looks back in form. They should be able to do things because, again, we're not looking at a defense, Jeff, from the Raiders. I think, hey, man, they're good. They stink. The Raiders defense is atrocious. But that's not the case for the Chargers defense, and that's where you would lean on in this type of spots. I would be shocked, honestly, even tonight, even if it's a road game Thursday, if the Chargers lost.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to find ways to lose games. This is kind of what they do. Let us know, Donnie, if you're going to get involved with this one.
I will not be getting involved with this one, so you don't have to come check with Twitter with me either.
So we don't even have to look. You ain't getting involved.
No.
All right, let's wrap up the show. Everyone, thank you for listening. We appreciate you checking in. We appreciate you watching us every day. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, which is here, 1 o'clock Eastern. We also, Donnie, later, I'll go one of a long show, but we'll go through a little bit with the college basketball card. And then later we got a small card in the NBA as well, 4 games. So not a ton to wet our whistle with, but we will be at it nonetheless. Donnie, what are you up to today?
Not too much. Just going to get out of here, hit the gym, relax, check over some practice sports in the NFL, get some dinner, watch some college basketball. If there's even any game on tonight that you can actually get, but
why do I have a feeling you're going to bet Presbyterian tonight?
Just out of respect, I think I might have to. Somebody's got to bet them. Might as well be me.
Yeah. Don't they play Clemson?
Yeah, no, you hate Clemson. This is a perfect spot for you, man.
That's true.
Which Presbyterian is from South Carolina, right? Where is Presbyterian?
I believe so. Yeah.
There you look. Short travel. You hate.
I hate fucking Brad Brunell, man. I hate that guy. Clemson, I believe, didn't they? Yeah, they already lost this year, Donnie. Clemson.
Yes, Virginia Tech beat them.
To lowly Mike Young and Virginia Tech, who I had as the worst team in the conference.
Ooh,
so that's rough.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Alex Smith saying Seattle +3. I actually like the other side. Kyle Carlington, why don't you guys get real jobs? Well, because we don't have to, like you.
Wait, that's Sam again, though. That's Sam's second account.
That sucks, Donnie. That Kyle's so jealous he has to go to a real job, and he has to ask his boss when he can go pee and have lunch. That sucks. Must suck to be you, Kyle. You must be jealous. That's probably I would be too, I guess.
Kyle is an influencer, Jeff. I think is his job.
Oh, that's right. Right. No, I'm sure Kyle lives off some kind of Social Security and is just jealous of everyone else. But hey, Kyle, thanks for adding all of you guys. Thanks for creating these accounts because it benefits us. So we thank you for it. All right, Donnie, let's get out of here. Alex Smith saying Seattle. I actually like the other side. Did I say that?
Head to head. Look, Jeff, head to head. You and him have a beer at Ilari's tonight, and I'll settle that.
I like Wazoo in that game. Seattle stinks. But all right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.